Brave Soldier was the name of a very brave man in Japan. One time he was going on a long journey. He had to go through woods and over mountains. He crossed rivers and plains. Near the end of his journey, he came to a great forest. The trees were so thick and tall that the sun could never enter there. All day, Brave Soldier hurried along the mossy path that led among the great tree trunks. He said to himself, "I must reach the next village before dark, or else I can find no place to sleep tonight." So he hastened on along the narrow path. After a time, he seemed to be going up a mountainside. As he hurried on, it seemed to grow darker and darker. Brave Soldier knew that it was not late enough for night to be coming on. "There must be a storm coming," said Brave Soldier to himself, "for I hear the trees sighing and rustling. Now I must hurry, for I do not care to be out in a storm." So Brave Soldier walked as fast as he could and hoped that he would soon come to a village. The wind rushed through the treetops, and the rain hammered on the leaves far above him. It was so dark that Brave Soldier could hardly follow the path. "If I do not soon find some house or village, I shall lie down here under the trees for the night. They are my friends, and will not allow any harm to come to me." He had no more than said this when he came to a clearing in the trees. It was not quite so dark here, and Brave Soldier saw some kind of a house standing in the middle of the open space. He went to it, and found that it was an old ruined temple. It looked as though only bats had been there for 100 years. No palace ever seemed more welcome to anyone than this old ruined temple did to the tired traveler. He found the corner where the roof leaked the least, curled up in his cloak, and was soon fast asleep. In the middle of the night, a terrible noise awakened him. Such shrieking and yowling! It sounded like an army of cats, each trying to see who could make the most noise. When at last they stopped for a moment, perhaps to catch their breath, Brave Soldier heard a voice say, "Remember, don't tell this to Shippeitaro. All is lost if Shippeitaro knows about it." "I wonder what they are up to," thought Brave Soldier. "I will just remember that name, Shippeitaro, for he seems to be quite an important person around here. It is possible that I may meet him some day." Then he turned over and went to sleep. In the morning when he awakened, the storm was past and the sun was shining. Now he had no trouble in finding his way, and soon came to a village. On all sides he heard a sound of weeping and crying. All were dressed in white, a sign that someone was dead or dying. "What is the matter? Who is dead?" he asked an old man who sat by the roadside. Instead of answering, the old man pointed to a little cottage at the end of the street. Some little children were sitting in the doorway of a house. Brave Soldier said to them, "Can you tell me, little ones, why all the people in this village are weeping?" The children, too, only pointed to the same house at the end of the street. When the soldier came to this house, he saw an old man and an old woman weeping as though their hearts were broken. A little girl was trying to comfort them. "Do not weep so, dear grandmother," she said. "I am not afraid to go. I am sorry to leave you, but someone must go, and the other women in the village will take care of you when I am gone." "What is the matter?" asked Brave Soldier, coming up just then. "Where are you going? And why are all weeping so?" "I am going up to the temple tonight," answered the girl. "Every year someone must go, or else the monster will destroy the village. There is no one else to go this year, so I will go. They will put me in that basket you see by the door, and carry me up to an old temple in the woods, and leave me there. I don't know what happens then, for those who have gone have never come back." "Where is the temple?" asked Brave Soldier. "It is up that hill in the woods," said the girl, pointing to the very temple where he had spent the night. Brave Soldier remembered what he had heard there the night before, and he also remembered the name he had heard. "Is there anyone around here by the name of Shippeitaro?" he asked. "Shippeitaro? Why, that's our dog, and he is the nicest dog you ever saw, too." Just then, a long, lean black dog came up and began to lick the hand of his mistress. "This is Shippeitaro," said the girl. "Is he not a fine fellow? Everyone loves him." "Yes, indeed. He is a brave-looking dog," answered the man. "I want to borrow just such a dog as that for one night. Would you let me have him for so long?" "If you will bring him back, for he must stay here to take care of grandmother and grandfather," said the girl. Then Brave Soldier told her what he had heard in that same temple the night before. "I mean to put that brave dog in the basket instead of you, and see what will happen. I will go along to see that no harm shall come to him." The dog seemed to understand what was wanted, and acted as though he was glad to go. They put him into the basket, which had taken so many beautiful maidens to their death. Just before dark, they carried him up through the listening woods to the temple. All but the soldier were afraid to stay, but he took out his good sword and lay calmly down. At midnight, he heard the same frightful noises. He looked out and saw a troop of cats led by a large, fierce-looking tomcat. They gathered around the basket and tore open the cover. Out sprang the good Shippeitaro, with every hair bristling. He seized the tomcat, who was really the monster, and made short work of him. When the other cats saw their leader killed, they turned and fled like leaves before the wind. Then the soldier took the brave dog back to his mistress, and told the people how he had done what no man could have done, and saved the village from the monster. Do you wonder that all the people love Shippeitaro, and love to have his picture over their doors? They think that it will frighten away all evil.